Okay, here's another video on how to be a cool wrestling dad. Number one, don't coach your kids if it's not working. If it works, fine. Okay, some people say it works. Kyle Dake has a great relationship with his dad. His dad just passed away, but his dad was very instrumental in his career. I had a great relationship with my son when he wrestled. We worked very well together. But there was a time when he was younger where, he said, I want you to be Matt's side, but I don't want you to say anything. I said, fine. So that's what I did. And in high school, I found myself being a little bit too loud from the bleachers, and I thought, I got to be the 40-year-old man, the 45-year-old man. I have to remove myself. So I went to the very top of the gym, videotaped with the iPad, and I coached on the iPad, and he could watch that. And didn't overcoach, but I pointed some things out because I know wrestling and I can help him. So you have to remove yourself. And if you think, well, I'm better, he needs me there. Well, obviously not. If it's not working, it's not working. I don't know what to tell you. And remember, sometimes it's not your fault. It is the filter. So I can say something to your son or daughter in the same manner and phrase and tone of voice, and they're like, yes, thank you, coach. It's coaching. When you say it, it's criticism. So it's not always your fault, but either way, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't know what more to tell you than that. So don't coach your kids if it's not working. Number two, listen. Your kid's probably not going to win the Olympics. I'm sorry. See, the team sport guys have it easy. They're like, oh shit, we're not Wednesday. I'm just here for my kid. I'm here to watch him throw the football. Or I'm here to watch her, pitch the softball. The thing is with wrestling that's cool is we have so much more control. But that's also kind of scary because at the end of the day, it is still very difficult. There's still some few things that have to go right for most of us. Because remember, there's going to be a few other guys and girls in the state bracket and in the national bracket who they're doing everything right too. Okay? And sometimes we don't realize that as parents. We're so hyper-focused on our kid, right? And people will say, well, my son is not the national champ, but his grades, he's got a 3.5 and he's a good citizen and his teachers love him. I'm like, so does the 3-time Fargo national champ, okay? Just because someone is really good at wrestling doesn't mean they suck everywhere else, okay? They're doing it all and your kid isn't. Your kid needs to do it all. So I'm glad that they're a great kid, but they need to win. That's how it works. You can't make these assumptions, okay? And you can say, well, I know that one kid that's good at wrestling and he's a felon. I'm like, okay, there's always that one kid. He's not getting recruited, okay? So let's be realistic, however, and understand that there's a lot of things have to go right, okay? So, John Smith said your goal is to be top 5% in the world in everything that you do. Whatever you decide, you can't do it all. Pick a couple of things. Right now it's wrestling. One day you're going to be a dad and a husband and you're going to have a career, whatever. Now I own a business. So, I say maybe top 1% in America. And he's like, then your goal is to strike gold a few times. And if you can strike gold 1 or 2 times, maybe 3, you've had a great career. He's like, but you're probably not going to strike gold every time. And so I think that's a good way of putting it. So that's what you signed up for. We signed up for a competition, not a guarantee. Okay, so if you want to be a cool wrestling dad, understand that it's difficult. Okay, it's kind of like hunting. When you go out there, you're like, I'm probably not going to see a 180-inch buck. If I do, it's probably not going to be in range. And if I do, it's probably going to get downwind. I mean, a lot. And then I got to make the shot. There's a lot of things have to go right. So wrestling is much like trying to catch a 10-pound bass or kill a 180-pound buck or get a hole-in-one or, whatever. It's difficult. So I think when we do that, we realize that, hey, this is a long, hard road, and there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and there's a lot of things that have to go right. Our goal is just to build the man, build the young lady into a physical specimen, have support, make sure they have the skills that they need. But, when you're trying to become a better wrestling dad, I think that's important too. So number 1, remove yourself. Number 2, understand that it's a big, difficult road. Number 3 is give them the training that they need. There's parents who get mad at their kid, and I'm like, dude, that kid doesn't have a damn clue. It's kind of sad. It's really sad how underskilled most people are. They just are. And the dads and moms, some of them, and coaches, they think it's all effort and want to and desire. And I'm like, John Smith used to say, if you can't keep me off your left leg, you can't beat me. I don't care how bad you want to beat me. It can't happen. At the end of the day, boys, you've got to become skilled. And that's the thing. You got to make sure your kids know what the hell they're doing. Okay? If our daughter wobbles on a balance beam and keeps falling off, landing on her back, we're like, she needs skills. But when we do that in wrestling, we go, you got to want it more. You got to desire this a lot more. Dude, it ain't wanting desire. Your kid doesn't have a damn clue what's going on. The other kid lit him up. My goal is for my state champ to beat your state champ 5-0. My state champ's hair's not even messed up. That's our phrase. We've been using it for 25 years, and it's beautiful. That's the attitude you need to adopt. I would say, lastly, just communicate with your kids. Say, what do you need from me? And a lot of pats on the back. We're too hyper-focused on, we don't want them to get too cocky now. No, I want them to be cocky. I want them to have a chip on their shoulder. The little California kid does that beats your kid's butt. The high school kid that's getting recruited by Iowa State, dude got a big chip on his shoulder. His dad's mom's been building him up for years. So you need to build your kids up, After they have a big win, you don't say, now, here's 13 things you could do different. Now, don't get too cocky. This ain't the state tournament yet. No. I go to tournaments, I have a kid win, I grab him by the arm and go, look at you, boy, you're the best. And I walk away. That's what they want to hear. So you maybe do a better job of building them up and not trying to be super coach by always coming up with 37 things they could do better. If your wife cleans the house and does a great job for Christmas dinner, you're going to nitpick her and say, oh, that chair's a little crooked now. I don't know. This pumpkin pie, I don't know. That crust looks like it could have been put in there a little bit. Ooh, I see a piece of dust on the floor. No, you would not do that to your wife, but you do that to your kids sometimes. So you got to really say the wrestling is going to be something we do together. I'm going to communicate with them what their needs are, but I'm going to be so positive with them that they want me around. And then if there's any coaching stuff, you might tell the coach, like, hey, now, I'm going to tell you, when the ref makes a bad call, he puts his head down and whimpers a little bit. And I don't want to say anything because, I'm trying just to be dad, but I need you to talk to him for me. So, see, you can still use the coach as a workaround to handle the coaching, because sometimes you have great advice, but, they may not take it the same way. So, that's a tactic I used to use with Sean Gant and Coach Todd. They helped me to kind of get some advice and tips to my son, when he was a wrestler. So there's a few good items there on how to be a cool wrestling dad. So like, subscribe, share, all that stuff if you want to see more of this, because you're going to see more if you interact with these posts. So either way, appreciate you guys following us. PurlerWrestling.com. That's everything that you need. Online academy, competition camp, private team camp. We come to you. You make money. You'll make 20, 30 grand. Some of you teams on our private team camp. Not everybody does. Everyone makes 4 to 8. We have our weekly academy if you live close to us. And we have our summer camps, which have sold out 8 years in a row. 8 out of the past 12. No. 11 out of the past 15, and almost every year for the past 23. So that's the 5 things that we offer. And we have strength and conditioning programs at PurlerPerformance.com, and we have striking and jiu-jitsu at Purler Combat Academy. But I'm at PurlerWrestling.com. Boys programs, girls programs. Check it out.